you for stopping by as I continue my Civil War week. Started off the pre-week with Little Round Top, flank attack at Gettysburg on July 2nd. And now I'm continuing throughout this week with some more of these mini games. I've got Hornet's Nest today. We might be seeing Salem Church and Chantilly later on here. Don't want to spoil those. They'll get their full time when it is time. But today is Hornet's Nest, and it is buying time at Shiloh, 6 April 1862. This is a mini game, part of the mini game series, and is part of the Musket and Saber system and series from Decision Games. Take a look at the back of the bag here, and you see an example of the map, which will be a small footprint type map. It doesn't really take up a lot of room. You see an example of the counters there. It's for 2 players, 60 to 90 minutes, brigade level, hex scale is 176 yards, complexity is beginner to low, and solitaire is medium. And I've covered several of these mini games and actually several of the Musket and Saber system. So you can take a look at any of them. They're all going to use the same core system and core rules, which is only like 5 pages of rules maybe, and the back page of the rules is the charts that you need for the game. With these mini games are somewhat like magazine games in that you do not get a lot of player aids. The charts either are going to be on the board or map, and in these cases the map is relatively small, so then they're going to be in the rules themselves. Sometimes you might have a special chart in the scenario rules. There's usually the system rules, and then there'll be a separate page or two for the special rules for the scenario at issue. In this case, this is Hornet's Nest or Shiloh, and this is an aspect of the Battle of Shiloh that it got a lot of acclaim, got a lot of attention. By some historians, they don't think it was as important as a lot of people make it out to be, but it was kind of a center of the action where some Union forces were surrounded pretty much almost on all sides and had to kind of fight out of it and did not fare so well. And that's one of the things that these mini games do is they focus on just an aspect of a larger battle. As I said, the one I covered earlier, Little Round Top, just focused on the second day and just focused on the flank attack at Little Round Top and not the entire second day of Gettysburg. So these are, and this is the Battle of Shiloh, which the first day was overwhelming Confederate success and bloodbath, pushing the Union forces all the way back, and then the second day was kind of a tale of two cities where the Union forces were able to fight out of it. So that's one thing that I like about these mini games is they allow you to explore aspects of a larger battle at a smaller scale and with a less investment, either in time or in understanding of the rules. So let's see what we get inside of one of these bags. Typically, you're going to get a counter sheet, a set of the series rules, a map, a set of the rules for the specific scenario, and then usually a baggie to put everything in there. Okay, and there's not that many counters, so that's everything. The baggie, which is right here, is sufficient for the counters. Here are the counters, and they're typical decision game type counters, a lot like what they produce in their magazine games. Not super thick, and they do have nibs, so if you're a clipper, you're going to want to clip. If you're not a clipper, you might still want to think about it. But you have like the combat, the morale, and the movement, and you have all the unit designation on there, and leaders, and you have your administrative markers on here as well, and they're dual-sided. Then we have the rules. Here's the Hornet nest rules. And then here's the Musket and Saber quick play rules. So this is the series type rules. And if we recall from the little round top, I thought that they might have been revised. Yeah, they're the same, because this is the Musket and Saber quick play revised CRT. I don't know if all the ones I have that, but the more recent ones that I've been picking up have that. So I think they might have revised. I think that's the revision is in the CRT. You have your combat results, your bombard results. System designer is Chris Perello, and development and map graphics and production are on there as well. And I assume that this game is Chris Perello as well, not just the system. The system rules are triple column. There's not any image or graphics except for some explanation of the counters. As you can see here, the combat factor, morale, movement, and the different types of counters that are in there. But the rest of it is basically a 3-column, relatively small, not small, but not large type, over 5 pages. And these games are relatively straightforward. It is, hex-n-counter, movement, stacking, combat, some specific aspects of the combat, like artillery and mounted units, and then leaders, and then disruption, ineffectiveness, and recovery. That's going to be based off of the combat results and morale, and those you saw those disruption counters that they had in there, the administrative counters. And then you have the charts. So not a lot of rules there. Then this will add, looks like it's 1 page. A little bit more rules here than in the last one we looked at. So this has got an introduction. It's got the scenario, and standard rules apply except for a few things, and it's got all the setup. Looks like there's some different rules. Oh, it's how the artillery sets up. Then you have the Union setup and reinforcements, well, this is the Hornet's Nest. So this is after the action had already was underway, but the Battle of Shiloh, there was kind of a surprise attack, catching the Union, Countsbury, where they caught them in their tents or caught them, not fully picked up out of their camp or what have you. But this is after that and is in the center of the battlefield. So you've got a few extra notes here or additional rules here that are unique to this to Hornet's Nest. Then we have game notes, and then any explanation about the train effect chart. The train changes in some of these Musket and Saber system games, and so they'll have any special notes on that. They also have an order of battle too, which is kind of cool. Anyway, so that is the rules that are specific to Hornet's Nest. Then we get the map, and there's that terrain key. Looks like we have an orchard, and so the orchard was a big part of this battle. Well, not the Hornet's Nest as much as the far flank of the Battle of Shiloh. Slope, stream, thicket, road, all that. Okay. Then we have the turn track. This has a few more turns on it. Looks like it's 10 turns on this game here, starting at 9:45 and then ending up at 4:30. And then you have, it's a relatively wooded area. Shiloh was kind of known for that. There was a few pockets or clearings, but a lot of woods to be had, and some streams in the area as well. So here we have it here. And that might be is it the peach orchard? I can't remember. They don't have all these things labeled. I'm not sure if there's an orchard up here as well. I'd have to figure out where this fits in the entire map. There's the Tennessee River right there. I kind of have to orient it myself to figure out where everything's at. But the Hornet Nest was relatively brutal for the Union forces. So there you have it. If you are interested in the Battle of Shiloh, but just a aspect of it, you know, the Hornet's Nest, then this might be the game for you. This doesn't look like it takes a lot of time or space or investment in rules to get into, given the only 5 pages of rules with another really less than a page of actual new rules for the system, adding to the Musket and Saber quick play system. So there you have it. That's what I have for you today as I continue on doing a little bit of a different take on the American Civil War with some different games, some smaller views. I've also had some bigger ones this week too, but this is I'm stepping away from the standard fare for the Civil War with this. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and love to know your thoughts on this game or any of the Musket and Saber system or any of the decision games. And just be civil. And that applies to you, Stigler. Anyway, take care. Thanks for watching.